Hello, welcome to the new Super Review here on Top TV. I'm really excited to have you join me here on the program like we do every other day. We bring you the headlines across newspapers right here on the program. So to be a part of this, drop your comments and the reactions on the comment section. We really love to know what you think about these headlines. We'll be reading out to you shortly. To do the headlines with me on this very beautiful Wednesday is the delectable Natasha Brown.
Thank you,
Thank you for coming through. You know, I always love to have you here on the program,
Absolutely.
right?
I know there would be a lot of interesting headlines.
Sure. And you know, it's election season, so a lot is happening. And the campaigns have also begun, so much is happening out there. So you need to stay abreast with this information. Make sure you join us here every day on the program. And then, of course, participate by dropping your comments and the reactions. So we'll go straight to taking the headlines, and we'll begin today's headlines on this day newspaper for today, the 16th of November, 2022. On this day, we have Ahmed, no going back on phased petrol subsidy removal in 2023. World Bank, Nigeria has to stop bleeding now. Insists phasing out subsidy will enhance fiscal balance. Federal government to disburse last tranche of World Bank assisted grants to states. All right, moving on to other headlines here. We see Obi to Soludo as professor. I pray you perform better than I did as governor. You see that story on page 40 of this day newspaper. Other headlines, we see Tinubu's prayer. God bless PD. Prophetic, says opposition party. Insists APC candidate ineligible to contest presidential poll. Atiku, my restructuring agenda is to make government more efficient. If you need to get details, of course, page 40 is where you get details of that story. All right, moving on to the main headline here on this day, we see 100 days to presidential poll. Tinubu says, God bless PD. APC says February election battle to define nation soul. Nigeria needs a man like our candidate, Buhari declares. Osibanjo Mustapha Fashola absent. Our allegiance is to Nigeria. INEC chairman insists. All right, we also see the picture of Buhari holding the flag alongside the presidential candidate of the APC. That's Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right, Natasha Brown, let me come to you. What do you make of this whole God bless PDP utterance by the presidential candidate of the APC? He's not a PDP member, and owing to the fact that he has a lot more state to go around, and it appears as if he's beginning to make blunders in just the few campaign rallies that he has been to. What do you make of all of this?
Well, at the end of the day, he just keeps reinforcing the thought processes or the perspectives a lot of Nigerians have concerning his health. Nigerians have said he's not well enough to run for this office, but he keeps saying to us, and even his spokespersons, they keep saying to us he's fit, he's well. They show us videos of him on the treadmill and all of that, that he is fit enough to run for office. But consistently you've been making blunders, and you expect us to take you serious that indeed you are 100% capable of running the first office of the nation?
A country of over 200 million Nigerians. I mean,
hitting higher. So it is something that even the party should be wary of, because we are in the heat of the campaign rallies, and everybody, almost every Nigerian is ear glued to their TVs to know what's happening. What do we need to know? Because now people are beginning to say, people are trying to ascertain who they should give their votes to.
Yeah.
Right? Based off of what you say to them, based off of your manifesto, your gates, your disposition. And now you come up making blunders, and you don't even know that your party is ABC. Now you're saying PD ABC. I mean, it is a lot dealing with this one. But on the lighter side, there's a lot of pressure that comes with campaigns.
Yeah.
And yeah, a few blunders here and there can actually be expected, because you are doing too much in such a short space of time. But it's just that with respect to the other candidates, he has done the most blunders.
Very true.
So it's almost reinforcing the fact that there's probably something wrong. You are forgetting your lines, you're forgetting your script, you are saying things in past tense when it's meant to be in present tense, you are forgetting dates. Now it's almost looking like you're forgetting your party name. It's almost funny thing, but actually it's almost, we can almost draw a correlation to when our now president, then when he was running, he used to make such blunders. You know, couldn't even remember the name of his VP candidate, you know. So I don't know if it runs in the veins of the APC people, but at the end of the day, we hope that he makes less blunder, but this doesn't tell well for him, especially his mental capacity, especially his health, which has been the biggest concern for Nigeria.
I agree with you because, yeah, you know, his party came out to say that running for presidency is not, he's not going for a WWE fight, that he is very, you know, very capable of running, and of course running this running for the position, and of course taking charge of the country. But we all see this, and this is a very serious red flag for Nigerians, because you made reference to when Buhari was also campaigning and making all these blunders, and I mean, after Buhari got into office, for the first 6 or 7 months, nothing happened. It was as if he went into recess to take a break before he comes into full governance.
Yeah, so now that's why I'm saying it's telling really bad on the APC, because we are beginning to say, don't you have better candidates to give to us? You have to bring the same crop of people who have the same pattern. Like,
and we don't need that now, because 8 years under the administration of this government has really dragged Nigeria backwards, and it has dragged a lot of Nigerians to the place where we don't normally, before now, we don't normally hear of suicide here and there, but it has become a very common thing these days. Yeah,
the most talented persons are leaving the country. You have the best crop of people leaving the country, going elsewhere and giving their talent to foreign nations, and then you are left with mediocre. Like, it is.
Protests and strikes have never been as much as it has been in this government. So
inflation,
all of those things are pointers to the fact that the system is failing, and insecurity went so high within the last 8 years. And so if we want to you know, score the cards, it will just show you that this administration didn't do well, or should we just say it as it is, failed in its responsibilities to take charge. And
even though they would not agree to that,
they will never, no, they've never accepted it.
Your employers are the ones who are going to tell you if you do well as the employer.
I mean, I just driving here this morning, I bought fuel for 220 naira per liter, and that's an all-time high for me. I never thought that one day I'll be buying fuel as high as that. Plus, this is just one item. There are a lot more other items that are affected. Yeah. Food prices are way up there. Rice, local rice at the moment is close to 50,000 naira per bag.
Electricity tariff, everything is on the
data. Phone. If you notice, they've even increased tariff in phone calls, and all of that. Yeah. So a lot is happening to Nigerians, and I can tell you for a fact that in 2022, if anybody survived 2022, I think the person should be, you know, given an award, because it took a lot to keep pushing and keep going for people that have families, and for a lot other people, both young people. In fact, it cuts across everyone. And well, we're here, but I'm saying all of this to say that Nigerians should watch out. We don't want to be in the same position anymore. These campaigns,
we can do this.
We cannot afford it
for another 4 years. No way.
No, we can't even afford it. So yeah, so we need to look out for all of the things. I'm not saying that Tinubu is not eligible, or his age is a problem, but the health concerns are there, and it is showing. It is showing. We don't want a president in absentia. We want presidents that will be attentive and that will be on ground. Yes, I mean, the work of a presidency or of a president demands high level of intellectualism and a stable mental state and mental alertness. So we cannot have a president that is not mentally stable, not in the sense that he's mad or anything, but cannot take the pressure. These are just campaigns, and a lot is already showing up. Anyway, let's move on to other stories, but keep your eyes open and continue to look out for these presidential candidates as they go about their campaigns. Plus, when they call for debates, make sure you watch those debates and begin to tick out the needs that you want from these people. So keep your minds open. We're going to move on to our next paper for today, and that will be the Daily Sun newspaper for today, the 16th of November. And it says, Obi hits back at Soludo, Anambra governor being sponsored to bring down our candidate. Labour Party alleges he's right. Labour Party candidate's aspiration will impact negatively on Igbo. PDP saying in support of what Soludo said. All right, moving on to the main headline. It says nobody should die for Atiku. Tinubu, Obi, others. Kukah says Catholic knights to deliberate on roles of churches ahead of elections. All right, we'll go on to other stories here. We also see will ensure Tinubu's victory. Pledge Buhari, Lawan, Adamu, hope is back. Nigeria will be well. APC candidate. Lagos lawmaker slumps, dies at campaign ground. Wow, that's really sad. The details of that story you find on page 6 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And I'll take this last one. It says we are not insensitive to security challenges on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The police IG speaking there. Details is on page 4 of the Daily Sun newspaper. All right, Ms. Natasha. Story of nobody should die for Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, others, and other political candidates campaigning about this time. That was said by Bishop Kukah. How do you react to that story?
He's really right. But on a side note, to the one who slumped during one of their
campaigns and died,
we've been hearing about these things now. It's been happening, So I'm going to use this avenue to speak out to every delegate, party member, campaign council. Make sure you check your health.
Yeah.
It's a rigorous process. You're traveling to different states. You are always on the move. You are always speaking. So if you don't properly check yourself, especially right now, your blood pressure.
Yeah.
You'll be culpable. You'll fall prey to this kind of health issue.
And it's only one life. Once you slump and die, there's no second chance.
And the least they can do is give some compensation to your family, but you're gone.
But we know all our politicians they're very selfish, and this your reaction just also connects to what Bishop Kukah is saying, that no blood is worth spilling for this politician, just like you rightly put it. For all those political aides moving around during this campaign,
you need to that you are fit enough.
These days, maybe 4 or 5 years, what am I saying? 10 years ago, we could say that maybe when you are in your mid-30s or late 30s, you're not supposed to worry about your blood pressure or stroke or anything and all of that. And now it's different. In fact,
people in their 20s,
the economy has changed now. Things are now tighter than in the 90s or in the 2000s or whatever. So now it means that your anxiety could be more. So you need to always check, headaches that are not going away. It doesn't also stop in just taking paracetamol to want to kill it. You need to check your blood pressure. You need to check your sugar level. Sugar level can just paralyze you. If it's too low, you can just slump and get paralyzed. Doctors watching, you can also, affirm that or, say the right thing. But I know someone that collapsed because her sugar level was low, and it made her paralyzed for some minutes. So we're just saying that as you move around, this period here and there, you need to really check your health and stay safe.
And also, even further on that topic, now we've talked about us as a people, especially if you're working with a campaign, with the parties to run their campaign rallies. Check yourself, your health and all that. But how about the fanatics? The party fanatics who you carry your candidate and you say that this is my candidate, every other person, if you're not for him, you're my enemy.
Yeah, I could kill for him.
And you want to kill yourself, you want to kill the next person. No. At this point in time, I would also like to say to us Nigerians, yes, I might not like your choice of candidate. Yes, you might not like my choice of candidate, but that is not enough for me to want to cause harm on you.
No.
Because what I see on social media now is because I am not for PDP or because I'm not for APC or
Or
because
for
I'm
the
not
Labour
for
Party.
the Labour Party, we start throwing deep jabs.
And
You know?
some people take it beyond the social
Yes,
media.
and then we are threatening each other. I mean, at the end of the day, people have a right to whom they choose to vote for. It is your human right.
You know,
I cannot impose anything on you.
Yeah.
I can only try to persuade you, to make you see reasons why you should vote a certain candidate,
Yeah.
you know, that he's more eligible for that office. But I cannot say that I'm going to physically cause you harm because it looks like you're anti my choice. I think that's where we need to draw the line. I know that, yes, right now we are really under pressure as a country. We're really under pressure because everybody's saying, if you're choosing this other man, that means you're after my life. You want to kill me.
Yeah.
You want me to die of stroke or something. The funny thing is, people have their selfish interests. People will vote for who they want to vote for. Maybe it could be based on their pockets, based on ethnicity, based on certain biases, prejudices, whatever. But at the end of the day, it is not enough to say to ourselves that we're going to cause harm to another person because you're not voting for my candidate. And also, even though I have my candidate, I'm not supposed to, I can canvass for you, campaign for you, but also watch out for yourself so you don't go and kill yourself for nothing.
I'm telling you.
At the end of the day,
that's just the truth. Bishop Kukah couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
There is no need to die for Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, whatever it is. Most of these politicians are more about their interest than your interest. So no need to spill any blood or die in the course of trying to support these people. If you have chosen support for any politician, it's your choice, but do it in a reasonable manner. If you die now, they will forget. They don't even know where your house is. They don't even know your wife or your children or your family members. You will just be forgotten within a very short time.
And peradventure they do and still give compensation. You're dead.
You're dead. You're coming back.
The one that was so passionate about it.
So
if they fall ill or if they have maybe a certain health issue, they can simply be from my god president who travels to London, like it's Katsina just over here.
In fact, we don't even know whether the King Charles was even making some kind of caricature of the president when he asked him, do you have a house in London? Because that thing, for me, I felt like, oh boy, they come too much. We don't know. Do you have a house here? You have somewhere I don't know in London? But then it just tells us that we should, do elections or do this politics with our heads down, all right? After the elections, there's still life afterwards. So don't waste it on the elections. We know that we're all passionate about getting it right. Yeah, we want our candidates to be in office and we say it's our turn and all of that. But if you die, your turn is wasted. There's only one life, like I was saying, one like this, one life, no second chance. So do it wisely. Don't spill any blood. The other time in one of the northern states when Atiku went, I think it was either Plateau or so, his followers were attacked badly, and those things are what we're saying.
Even Peter Obi's followers have been attacked.
Very wrong, very wrong. We don't need this.
Beginning to be bloody.
We don't need this.
It's a scary
one. We don't need it. We need to get it right this time. So please avoid violence and then vote wisely. So we're going to go straight to our last paper for today. But before that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to start and finish with Nigerian Tribune. You stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break. We're still here on the newspaper review, and like I told you before we went on the break, we're going to start up with the last part of the program with the Nigerian Tribune for today, the 16th of November 2022. And on Nigerian Tribune, we see Obi Labour Party replies Soludo. That story you find on page 2. Other stories here, we see Kogi wins World Bank's Fiscal Transparency Revenue Mobilization Awards. Kiari canvasses flexible energy transition for Nigeria. Others, page 3 is where you get details of that story. Major headline on the Nigerian Tribune, we see soaring food prices push inflation rate to 21.9%. Hits 17-year high. Prices of gas, liquid fuel, air transportation record highest increases. NBS blames disruption in food supply, currency depreciation. You find details of all of this on page 6 and 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. And lastly, I'll take this one. It says IGP orders tight security on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Buhari Adamu governors lead Tinubu Shetima campaign flag off in Jos. Find all of this on page 4 and page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. All right. What do you think of the soaring food prices that has led to the inflation rate rising so high as to 21.9%? That's an all-time high.
Yes, and they say it's a 17-year all-time high already. It's biting on everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Everything is overly priced for the same quantity, actually.
Yeah,
like,
or lesser in some cases.
So it is a horrible time that we're living in, and even with the inflation, the rate of unemployment and underemployment. So you're wondering how a lot of people are coping in this day and time. You go to the market today, you buy your tomato for a certain amount of money, go the next day or the day after, and price has tripled, and you're wondering, did I just buy this the other day? This morning, I also heard from someone who didn't know that, the price of the kerosene had gotten to 1,000 naira per bottle. He said he just needed to quickly use the kerosene to do a thing or two, not necessarily to cook. But then he was thinking it was around 250 the way he used to buy it then. He said he was shocked
when they told him
another bottle.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 naira. He was like, when did this get to 1,000 naira?
And this is supposed to be for most poor Nigerians, because they are the ones that use that.
Yes, he said he was so shocked. And on the brighter side, he could afford it, but the sadder part is those people who are not able to afford gas, who
are not even eating in one day.
How are they coping? But also, we need to understand that inflation has hit all over the world. So even though some places are worse off than others, because some people had some measures, taken before, because it was predicted due to COVID, first of all, that there was going to be a fall in the world economy, right? Because a lot of things were stalled, businesses shut down and all of that. So it was bound to come. But certain countries prepared for it, while others, like mine, did not. But we see that's why there's protests in the UK, there's protests in France, there is also inflation in the US. So a lot of people are complaining about this, but what can we do? I mean, we're faced with the after effect of COVID. We're faced with the effect of the Russian-Ukraine war that is still going on. So there's a lot that is happening, and it's a sad time that we're living in. But I know that if certain measures had been taken, we wouldn't have gotten to where we are.
Yeah, it wouldn't be this bad.
At this point in time, 21.9%.
That is alarming. Very, very alarming.
Like I was telling you about, just kerosene from 250, it's 1,000 naira. Big milk that people used to buy at about what? 450, they're about 650 now. It is close to 1,400, 1,500, thereabout. So, and then you have nutritionists come on TV to tell you eat healthy. What do you want to eat?
There is no eating healthy
when
anymore.
You don't have the money to even afford this.
You eat what's available these days. You can't eat healthy anymore because
so it is a horrible time. And then even with our CBN governor right now, it seems like everybody has lost all faith in the man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you really doing? What legacy are you going to leave behind? Because even during Okonjo-Iweala's time, there was still bound to be inflation, but then
it was well managed.
Yes, they were able to manage it. So what is the CBN governor not seeing? What's the finance minister not doing right? You know, so I mean,
It's a
just
troubling,
horrible.
yeah, it's a very troubling story.
These are the things we also need to look out for come 2023 elections.
Yeah.
We need those policies. What are your plans to give us a stable economy?
Very
You know,
true.
irrespective of whatever issues there might be, but at least to make us know that Naira is not going to be devalued like to this extent, because we're going to set certain measures, this and that and that. So we need to hear those things. We need to have those. We need to know that you have, if not all information about these particular areas regarding our economy, at least you are going to be having those experts and you're going to be listening to them.
Very true.
You know,
and then
because there's one thing to have an expert tell you what to do, and there's another thing if you implement it or if you execute it.
And that's why Nigerians need to clamor for the release of party manifestos and what these candidates hope.
They have started releasing their manifestos, but you know how those politicians are. A friend of mine told me about a particular candidate's manifesto, how impressed he was by it. You know,
but implementation
with the
will be
whole
the problem.
digital economy he was talking about, and how he was really going to support the tech industry and all of that. I'm like, that sounds good to the hearing, but a lot of these politicians have come with good manifestos.
Have people write them and then nothing.
Same thing I told him, all you have to do is hire a professional to write what we need to hear, what we need to know. And at the end of the day, if you still don't implement it or execute it,
nothing happens.
Know? So one progressive conversation that Nigerians have been having so far, like in firms, is how are we as Nigerians going to ensure that these people execute? And if they do not execute promises,
what happens?
Yes. How do we work around
because that will be the game changer. If Nigerians can say, okay, you are not performing, we don't want to vote you in again. It will send a very loud and clear message to politicians.
So that means it even goes to not just looking only at the presidential candidates for who be voting for, the Senate representatives.
Very true.
Those are very key people. The House of Reps, the House of Assembly, those are very key people to look at, because these are the ones who would either say, okay, you're not doing well, we're going to get you impeached. Based off of what the people are saying, we don't need you here anymore.
The president,
just like in the UK.
Yeah, the president is the head, the Senate or the House of Assembly is the neck.
Yeah.
It helps the head to move or function properly. Anyway, I want to thank you so much, Natasha, for always making it here to the program. And to our viewers, thank you for staying with us up to this time. But that's all we'll be taking today on the review. Don't forget to drop your comments on and your reactions on the comment section. Really would love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll come your way again. My name is William Sabule, and this has been the News Super Review here on TAP TV.